In this lesson, we're going to model the pendant light that's going to go into our scene. This is a reference image of something that I found online that I quite liked on Pinterest somewhere. I put it on a plane, stuck it into the scene, and I've just judged that this sort of glass crystal ball thing will be about 90 mil, just as a random guess. I have no idea, I couldn't find any information for it. So what I've done is I've put a 90 diameter sphere in there, and I've just used Alt X to make that see-through for now. Obviously we'll texture it later on, and I've just modeled this little piece that goes across the bottom with just simply a spline, and then with an extrude modifier on it, and then extruded that too. But this is the main bit we're going to concentrate on. So we'll hide that, and we will go into the top view and front view together, and I'll move this backwards off 0, and I'm going to put a cylinder in, and draw a cylinder, put that to 0, and there we have it. So we're going to make this invisible too. We'll just put it to this size in the middle, so we'll just call it 17.5, and that'll do. And we'll get rid of some of these height segments, we'll just collapse it to an editable poly and bring these top verts down to where they need to be. So we'll get a quick some of the rough detail out. So we'll just select these bottom faces, and we'll extrude that and lift it up to where it needs to be, and then we will extrude these faces out and just put that on local normal, and we'll extrude them out by 1.5 millimeters, and then we'll take just the bottom polygons again, and we'll extrude them by 1 mil, and we'll just select through here again, and we'll extrude these by 5.5 mil. I don't really need to be in the top view anymore, so I'll just enlarge this, and we'll just select the top verts, and I'll inset them a little bit, so maybe 5 mil, and then we'll extrude, and we'll see if that's about the right size. That wasn't too far off. Maybe I'll just inset that again by 5.5, and that might get us somewhere handy. Extrude that up, and then in the front view, that looks okay to me. We'll bevel this one up. We'll just go up to there, and we'll bring that right in, and then we can extrude that one up again. Ooh. Just do this by hand, and then we'll bevel it again at the top for how much we need. So that's the basic shape. Now this is obviously the main problem part. If we look at just this, you can see it's almost like a gauze. We're going to use a similar technique to how we made the grid inside the fireplace, or the log burner, sorry. So I'm going to connect there, and I'm going to drag these verts down too, just to give us a bit of a safety edge. And what I'm going to do is delete the top and bottom. So we'll delete, we'll get rid of X-ray mode now, and we'll isolate this. I'm going to select that middle and then press grow, and I'm going to delete all that to the edge, because eventually I'm going to shell this, and I'll keep that top part as it is. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turbo smooth this once or twice I think, And the reason for doing this is because I need to get as many cuts as possible around the outside of this, so I can then put the correct amount of cuts through, and then we can use a similar technique to what we used before. So we'll just quickly put some connect in just to tighten up the edges. I can come in and fix these later. We're just doing this for speed. Oh, don't want to bridge anything. Oh, what am I doing? Just need to keep on connecting just to stop the turbo smooth making everything go completely circular and smoothed off and round. Just want to keep some sharp edges, so we'll do the same thing in here. Same thing here. And that should be enough once we've finished this bit. So we'll stick our turbo smooth on, and then I need to stick an edit poly on top of that and remove these lines going around, but making sure we don't remove those safety lines that we put in. That tells us where we're gonna stop, which is actually the next one along, not the first one that I pointed at. So remove that, and in the front view I'm going to connect this 80 times. I know 80 seems like quite a lot. That's because it is. We'll cancel that and we'll try it. We'll try it 60 or 50 times. 60 times, 50, no, 40. Completely misjudged that. So there's 40. We need to select all of these edges that are square. We'll connect. But we don't want to connect it 40 times like we just have done. So hopefully Max will come back to life. There we go. So I can get rid of the 40. That gives us our little crisscross pattern like we had before. So we Control I, and that selects all of the other edges. Now we don't want to delete all of these edges up here. So we'll Alt and drag over the ones we want to keep, which will deselect them. And then the ones that we want to get rid of, we'll just double check that we're not selecting anything accidentally. That looks good to me. We press backspace and they're gone. And now we have that diamond pattern like we did before. So you can do the exact same thing and select all of the diamonds. We'll insert these a touch. Maybe 0.1 of a mil. You've got to do it by polygon, not by group. Maybe 0.25. That gives us a nice grid. We'll delete them. And then we have a nice little grid for our light to shine through. So we can stick a shell modifier on this now. We'll do it internally. This might slow down a little bit too because of the amount of geometry. So that's 1 mil. That gives everything a 1 mil thickness. That brings back the 1 mil that we had at the bottom here. And then we can go into front view and we can see what we need to do for the rest of it. So just by eye, I'll just bring this stuff up a little bit so it catches on the edge there. It doesn't need to be perfect, despite what I've said before in previous lessons. I just contradict myself there completely in everything that I'm about. So we'll move that in. And then if we can't really see through that, so what I'm going to do is select just the image, Alt Q. We'll create a sphere about the size of the light bulb. And we'll put an edit poly on it. And we'll take, oh actually, we'll delete that and we'll put the sphere size down first. We'll put that down to 18 and we'll rotate it this way instead because we didn't do it in the top view. What I'll do is take these top polygons and make them planar in the Z. Drag them up into there. Drag these up as well because it looks like it's a bit of an elongated light bulb. Doesn't look like a normal light bulb to me. And then on top of that, we can just add another cylinder, which can sit over the top of the light bulb. Now, because these two aren't really going to be seen, we should be able to just get away with putting them in the middle and not having to worry too much about sharpening the edges. And there you can see it through there. When that's got a nice light material on it, it'll look good. We'll un-X-ray everything so you can see the model. And then to finish that off, obviously, you know, it's just a couple of cylinders and a couple of things poking out, and then we've just got to find a way to attach it to the roof because I don't have a reference image for that. So hopefully that was helpful.